Thank you so much. This time I'd be very remiss if I didn't do this. So at this time, because of the wealth of experience and because of what you do every day for our young people and because of who you are, I would like for all of our AVID educators and students to stand up and give yourselves a round of applause. Can we do it? Come on. Let's celebrate. You deserve it. Awesome. You are an awesome group, and when people don't celebrate you, celebrate yourself. At this time, I'd like to share some thoughts with you, but I see I have a problem. For whatever reason, I guess someone has mistakenly given me life-size paper. And yeah, practical jokes, I know. Have to have a sense of humor. And huge font. I think they think that because you have 46 years of educational experience, that this is what you need. So, I know where that came from, so everybody, I'll use street vernacular, but everybody do me a favor, point your finger this way and say, Jonathan, you got jokes. Thank you, Jonathan. But seriously, we appreciate the fact that we're here. Martinsville AVID Journey is one of transforming classrooms and schools. It's also about transforming a community. To quote Maya Angelou, you really can't know where you're going until you know where you've been. This is me growing up. Growing up, my family could not afford bicycles. So seriously, we slid down hills in boxes. This was my reality growing up on Poorhouse Hill in Southside, Virginia. Can you identify me? The one far right. Good. You're smart. While at this time I didn't recognize that I was poor, it's helped me understand students in poverty. One of my biggest challenges as a superintendent now has been helping adults understand that mindset. So we'll begin with where we've been. Martinsville had been the furniture and sweatshop capital of the world. You see the article in the New York Times talking about the deplorable conditions there. Families could make a good living in a factory without a high school education, so many people took that route. And college wasn't even on the radar for most students. With the passage of the North American Free Trade Agreement, all of that changed. Textile mills began shutting down. Furniture factories could not compete. Martinsville transformed from a community of prosperity to one of closed businesses, high unemployment, high poverty, and soaring crime rates. In fact, our area at the time had the highest unemployment in the state for over a decade. Businesses shut down. And as a citizen of the community, I had the dissatisfaction of watching my friends and neighbors move away, looking for work. We're on our way to being a ghost town. The issues of our community were also reflected in our schools. There was a loss of enrollment, which resulted in a loss of funding, a loss of great teachers, just a huge migration of students and adults, particularly the middle class. Many people didn't want to leave Martinsville because that's where their friends and family were. The chasm between the wealthy factory owners and the unemployed workers who couldn't find money to leave grew. There was also a disconnection between schools and our community, which resulted in a lack of community support and a general culture of mistrust. Educators who were left didn't understand the mindset of our students in poverty because of the drastically changing demographics of our population. There was a culture of low expectations. Culture, of course, is what you allow. And the adult conversations in our buildings were, these students can't learn. They can't behave. Even our community leaders had these beliefs about our students and didn't want to invest in our school system. These were the dream shatterers for our students. We were essentially loving our students into failure. We were told that it would take at least 3 to 5 years to transform a school division with all of our schools failing and the level of poverty in our community. But we decided as a group of educators that our students in our community didn't have time to wait 3 to 5 years for us to make a change. What we needed, thank you, what we needed was a Martinsville miracle. And that miracle was making a shift simply from focusing on the beliefs and dreams of shatterers to focusing on making the dreams of our students a reality. We did this through our belief in our students in AVID to create a culture now of success. Our mission in Martinsville City Schools is to empower success, one learner at a time. In this mission, the learner includes all of us, adults and students. And AVID provided the framework and the resources to change the mindsets of adults. Through our work with AVID, conversations change and pronouns change, and they change from these kids cannot to these kids will learn. Not only that, these students will behave and will succeed. And AVID provided the resources that we needed for adults to empower our students. We had to build positive relationships with our students and help them understand and believe, and a lot of you can relate, that poverty and your place of birth have nothing to do with where you finish in life. We had to build a culture of trust so that we could empower our students to dream, set goals, and develop a mindset and skills to reach those goals. In 1 year, we went from all of our schools failing to 3 of our 4 schools making full accreditation. Again, and it brings me excitement, we did this, our students and staff, in 1 year. Okay, so now our dream shatterers thought it was love and not sustainable. There's no way we could do this. But we changed our culture from one of low expectations to one focused on building positive relationships and breaking down every barrier for success. For example, we now have open enrollment with no barriers for advanced studies. Our students have an opportunity to earn a high school diploma while also earning at the same time an associate degree at our community college. For the past 2 years, 3 of our schools have been recognized by the Commonwealth of Virginia with awards of excellence for continuous improvement. We have had one of the highest graduation rates. In 2015, it rose to 95%. Our graduation rate for Black students was 94%, which was higher than our state graduation average. Our graduation rate for economically disadvantaged students was 94%, again higher than the state average. And our graduation rate for our special students with disabilities was 93%. Yes, higher than the state average. So let's look at where we are today. Since that first year, all schools have been accredited by the state for 7 consecutive years. You would think our demographics have changed, but our demographics have not changed. If anything, the number of disadvantaged students and minority students have increased, but we're still accredited. All of our K-12 schools are Title I schools. 80% of our students are African American or Hispanic. 76% of our students are economically disadvantaged. Because of our high poverty rate, all of our students receive free breakfast and free lunch. But our students continue to win accolades at the state, national, and international levels. Through our STEM pipeline, which has been recognized by Virginia as a program that works, every student in Martinsville City Public Schools has access to STEM education, starting at preschool. We have competitive robotics team and Odyssey of the Mind teams at all levels that are open to all of our students. These students have competed in state, national, and even international competition. In fact, our middle school robotics team placed in the top 10 in the world. Through our work with AVID, we've built a culture that now empowers our students to see beyond circumstances and where they're born, and gives them an opportunity to have a sense of pride and accomplishment. Because the culture and relational capacity in our schools, our students now can and will learn, and they do learn. The transformation of our schools have greatly impacted our community and given not only our students hope, but also our community. The success of our students and schools is giving the community a sense of we can do this. Our schools have empowered our community to have hope and have changed the mindset even about our students. Our community has been able to attract new businesses. In fact, our community is now known as an advanced manufacturing hub and is the world's leading manufacturing of advanced films. We now have 2 industrial sites that are attracting new businesses. Our schools partner with these businesses to connect our students to future employment. Community leaders now want to invest in our schools and expand opportunities for our students. Through our partnerships with community organizations and our local community college, our graduates have an opportunity to again earn advanced degrees or industry credentials at no cost, free tuition for 2 years. This is available starting with our kindergarten class of 2021. Finally, there's an old saying that a rising tide lifts all ships. Through our work with AVID, we've seen the power of relational transformation and capacity and the culture to transform. We feel that it's our moral imperative to share this with everyone. All of our schools are AVID certified, and our middle school has been featured as an AVID National Showcase School. If this can happen in Martinsville, Virginia, it can happen anywhere. It can happen in New York. It can happen in Philadelphia. It can happen in Hillsborough, North Carolina. It can also happen right here in Baltimore, Maryland. It can happen anywhere that you have children with dreams, adults with will and belief, and AVID as the vehicle to ensure students have agency, dismantle barriers, rigorous academic instruction, and opportunity knowledge. Education is and always be the great equalizer. I know that from my own experience as a young boy sliding down the hill in those boxes. Education makes real dreams come true. God bless you and family.